You ever watch your whole life flip in the space of a single morning? I have, and it started with the kind of scream no parent ever forgets. 1 second, my 8-year-old son Tommy was doing his usual mailbox run, red wagon rattling behind him, conductor's hat sitting crooked on his head, sun barely up, just the normal start of our day. Then, like a nightmare in broad daylight, Karen Whitmore's 100-pound German shepherd came out of nowhere, teeth bared, eyes locked on Tommy's little legs. The dog hit him hard, knocked him down. Then blood, real blood, soaked through his jeans. Karen just stood there, arms folded, watching my boy get mauled like it was some kind of lesson. 3 minutes later, Karen's perfect HOA kingdom would never be the same. But right then, all I saw was red, rage, panic, heartbreak, you name it. Maybe to you I'm just some suburban dad, but Karen had no idea who she was messing with, and honestly, neither did anyone else in Maple Ridge Estates. To them, I was David Mitchell, divorced, worked from home, trying to give my son a normal life after the chaos of family breakdown. What they never saw was the job behind the consultant label, briefing Pentagon brass, handling national security secrets, knowing which strings to pull when things got ugly. I kept that quiet, especially for Tommy's sake. His world needed order, not more secrets. Tommy's got high-functioning autism, which means every routine, every habit, every morning has its place, especially that mail run at 7:30 sharp. People who don't get it, well, they don't get it, and Karen, president of our precious HOA, never tried. She'd been running this place for 7 years, biggest house, best lawns, acting like God's gift to community standards. Her dog, Kaiser, was her muscle, always prowling with her like some furry enforcer. I heard the horror stories from Mrs. Chun next door, fines for laundry, letters for dandelions, mailbox color violations. She didn't like kids much either, said they lowered property values, and if she could, she'd have banned laughter altogether. Should have listened when Mrs. Chun warned me. Keep Tommy close when she's around. First time Karen got in our face, it was over that mailbox. She stormed up, snatched mail from Tommy's wagon, glared at his hat like it was a crime, and told me straight up, this child is not authorized to handle community correspondence. I nearly lost it, but all I saw was Tommy's confusion, the way he started rocking, his version of something's wrong, Dad. I got him out of there, took the verbal beating, tried to keep my cool. That night, Tommy asked if he'd done something wrong, and I swore I'd never let her make him feel small again. But Karen didn't stop. She started cataloging every move Tommy made. Noise complaints when he lined up pebbles for comfort. Reports about strange behavior when he flapped his hands at the bus stop. She made the whole neighborhood uneasy, but with Tommy, she was relentless. Then she turned up with her real weapon, Kaiser. The dog, already intimidating, became a daily threat. She'd walk him past our house, training him, always letting him pull, always with a smile like she knew exactly what she was doing. Tommy loved animals, but big dogs? They scared him bad. Every day he saw Kaiser, he bolted inside, his safe world shrinking a little more. And then came that morning. October sun, leaves all gold and red. Tommy excited to do his mailbox run for the first time in days. I watched from the porch, phone in hand, pretending not to hover. For a minute, I thought we'd beat her, just a dad and his son, a slice of peace. Then I saw Karen and Kaiser round the corner. The dog was wired, Karen's grip suspiciously loose. Tommy saw them, stopped dead, bumped his wagon. That sound, just the rattling of plastic, set Kaiser off. He lunged. Karen let go, and my world exploded. I screamed. I ran. Tommy couldn't move, couldn't process the danger. The dog was on him in a blink, knocked him down, bit hard. Tommy screamed, a scream I'll never stop hearing. I hit the dog with everything I had, tore him off my son, took a bite to the arm for the trouble, but I didn't feel it. All I cared about was the kid sobbing, rocking, clutching his leg while blood spilled on the asphalt. Karen, 20 feet away, arms folded, just watched. And when she finally spoke, it was like ice water. Perhaps now you'll understand the importance of proper supervision. Uncontrolled children create exactly these kinds of incidents. She actually blamed my son for being attacked. Neighbors gathered. Mrs. Chun rushed in with towels. Mr. Patterson started checking Tommy's wounds, and Karen just spun her story, already talking about dangerous children. But she didn't know. She had just declared war on the wrong family. I made a promise, right then and there, as I held Tommy's bloodied leg, that Karen would never hurt anyone again. I called in a favor, not 911, but my Pentagon contact, Colonel Sarah Martinez. Told her everything, every detail, every sick tactic Karen used, and she got it right away. This wasn't a neighborhood squabble anymore. It was an attack on a federal dependent, a hate crime, maybe even domestic terrorism. She promised a full federal response, and when Sarah says something, things move fast. Tommy needed stitches. At the hospital, he barely let go of his train whistle. Dr. Rodriguez, patient as a saint, patched him up while I fielded questions and got a video from Mrs. Chun. She'd filmed the whole attack. That was the twist Karen never saw coming. She thought she could rewrite history, but now we had proof. Still, that night, Tommy kept asking me why the lady's dog hurt him. How do you explain hate to a kid who only understands rules and fairness? You did nothing wrong, buddy, I told him, and now it's the grown-ups' turn to fix it. Word spread quick. Karen tried to rally the other HOA board members, claiming Tommy provoked her dog, threatening to sue me for negligence. But this time, people saw through it. Mr. Patterson talked about a petition to kick her off the board. The Martinez family, different Martinez, twin boys, was considering moving. Turns out, Karen's campaign of terror reached far beyond my family. That night, the street was crawling with unmarked cars, FBI, surveillance teams, you name it. I watched from my window as Karen burned the midnight oil in her perfect mansion, probably working up her next scheme. She had no idea federal agents were setting up a command post 2 blocks away. At 7:30 sharp the next morning, it all came down. 3 black SUVs rolled up to Karen's house, lights flashing. FBI agents, local police, ambulance, mobile command, like something out of a movie. Karen, mid-coffee, just froze as they swarmed her property. Agent Thompson, Sarah's best guy, walked up, badge gleaming, and said, "Ma'am, we have a warrant to search these premises in connection with an assault on a federal dependent." The neighborhood got real quiet, real fast. Karen stammered, insisted it was all a misunderstanding. Didn't matter. Video evidence, witnesses, her own arrogance had sealed her fate. From my kitchen, I watched as agents taped off her house, neighbors peeked from windows, and Karen's perfect world crumbled. Agent Thompson came over, asked to interview Tommy and me. We did it right there in the living room. Tommy told his story with the same honest precision he used to name train models. "The lady let go of the leash on purpose," he said. "I saw her fingers open. That's the kind of testimony you can't buy or deny." They took Karen away in cuffs, her face swinging between fury, confusion, and that final moment of horror when Agent Thompson told her, loud enough for everyone to hear, "You have been charged with assault on a Pentagon dependent, targeting a disabled child in a hate crime, and conspiracy to commit domestic terrorism through the use of an animal weapon." She tried to process it, kept saying, "But he's just a consultant. He drives a Honda." And that's the beauty of it, right? Sometimes the quietest people in the room hold all the cards. After they searched Karen's house, the real story came out. She'd kept files on everyone she hated, especially kids and elderly folks, planned the attack on Tommy for weeks, wrote it all down in her sick little journal. The evidence was overwhelming. 25 years in federal prison looked better than a public trial. By noon, the feds were gone, yellow tape on the mansion fluttering in the breeze, and the neighbors finally saw Karen for who she really was. You know what's wild? The only question I got was, "Why didn't you do something sooner?" And all I could say was, "Because using federal power for HOA drama is an abuse, until someone crosses the line." Tommy healed up, inside and out, bit by bit. The community loosened up, too. No more threats over mailbox colors. Kids played outside again, and for the first time, the place actually felt like home. So let me ask you this. When is it right to stand up and fight back? When does keeping the peace become enabling a bully? Did I go too far, or was this the only way to make things right? Drop your thoughts below, because, honestly, stories like this are only the beginning. And trust me, you never know who's living next door.